YouTube. It's Tone. Back with another one for you. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between public and private and how they do not mix. And so I think that this is crucial to understand because people are ending up in situations where they're getting locked up and shit like that, going into court, talking to a man in a black dress, not realizing that it's all just an act, it's a game, it's a play, it's a you're walking into a public venue of somebody's place of business and you're not positive about who it is that you are, so you're interacting with them the wrong way. That's how you end up in problems. So here, look, I'm gonna try to make it easy for you. I put together a couple little pictures here to try to make things clear for you. So what you have here, you have two gentlemen here. These are plumbers. You see they're wearing a costume. They're in their work van. This is public. They're out in the public. This is a public setting, right? So when you're out in the public, then you're gonna be subject to these people. This motherfucker is wearing a costume as well. He's in a company vehicle. His job is to deal with other people that are out in the public, interacting with the public. That's what they do. Now, this guy, and just a little side note too, if anybody does coding, you could type State Police 2021. You see that on the side of that vehicle. Type that into Gematrinator and scroll down and see what you see there. If you ever really want to know who it is that you're dealing with, decode them. State Police 2021. Type that right into your little calculator, Gematrinator calculator. So anyway, this is the public. He can pull over another plumber and give him a ticket, just like OSHA can come to the plumber and give him a fine for not operating correctly in the public, according to guidelines that are set in the public. But OSHA cannot pull you over in your personal vehicle and give you a ticket for being a plumber because you're not wearing a costume, you're not out in the public, you're not operating publicly. So the same way that the state police can't pull you over if you're not wearing a costume, you're not in your public van, and give you a ticket because you're not operating in the public. He's not allowed to speak to you if you're dressed like this. You're dressed like a regular person and you're just going about your business. He has no authority to pull you over because he's in the public and you're in the private. They're not even allowed to speak to you. So why would they assume that you're in the public when you, for one, you're not wearing a costume, and for two, you're not in a company van with letters on the side with a sign on it that says that you're on duty. They're not authorized to even speak to you. So now, what you're gonna see here is the picture of the front of the courthouse. So here you notice the letters are in all capital letters. That's because it's in a different language. It's actually dog Latin, and all those words mean something else, even though it looks like English. But the short story shorter is that this is a public building. This is their place of business, so their name's gonna be in all capital letters. Now, when you walk into this building, what you're gonna see is you're probably gonna run into a guy dressed like this, right? They don't wear the white wigs anymore because that's just ridiculous, but they stay with the black dress because that's not ridiculous. So you're gonna see a man in a black dress sitting behind a desk that's positioned to be higher than you in altitude in order to make you feel smaller. Now you go in there and you're talking to these people and they're running through their whole spiel like they usually do, and you're reacting the same way that all the sheeps usually do. You're not going in there to speak on behalf of the trust and the estate that these people are trying to tap into. You're going in there as if you are the defendant, as if you have something to prove there, when in all reality these people are operating a public business and they're not allowed to even speak to live living men that are in the private. So when you walk in there and you don't know who it is that you are, essentially you're just like disrespecting the whole game just in general. So they won't even let you speak. They're going to assign you somebody to speak for you because they can't speak to dead people, because you're basically a dead person if you're not a live living man, and you're not going in there asserting that to be an actual fact and speaking on behalf of your all capital letter name, and just representing that instead of going in there claiming to represent yourself. How could you represent yourself when you are yourself? It doesn't make any sense, right? So this is the way that I'm trying to make it clear for you using images as to what the public and the private are, how they do not mix, and how you've been mixing them, and so hasn't the public has been purposely misrepresenting who it is that they are and who it is that you are, which is putting you in a position to just, if you don't know, then you don't know, right? And so we've been taught and programmed to interact with these people a certain way, but it's all wrong, and that's why everything is the way that it really is right now. You know, it's not a good situation. And so here you look at the last image that we have here, and this is an image of a doctor. So when you go into the doctor's office, you see this dude. He's wearing a white coat and all that. He's dressed up. He's wearing a costume. All these people are wearing costumes because they're at work. They're in the public, so they have to dress up a certain way and pretend to be something else. You don't have to pretend to be something if you are something. A king doesn't have to say he's a king. He doesn't have to wear his crown to be a king because he is one. Really that simple. So when you see people wearing costumes, they're pretending to be something else, right? So that's what it is. It's a fucking Halloween costume. And I mean, the only ones laughing is them all the way to the bank, and laughing when they throw you in jail because you don't even realize who it is that you are. You know, ultimately, these are really just lessons for us to grow from and learn from, but it doesn't seem like anybody's really getting the message. So, you know, I don't know how else to put this any more simply, but that's what I got for you for now. Until we meet again.